What's up, guys? Greg Hall with I Like Collectibles here, and today I have a very special guest. I have what I would consider a super collector. He collects Spider-Man 1 Torment books done by Mr. Todd McFarlane, and he has a group on Facebook dedicated just to that. Ronnie, what's going on, man? Ronnie Parisella here with me.
Hey, Greg, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Doing well. Thanks so much for taking the time. I had a few questions that I want to go over. What's the first time that you remember seeing Spider-Man 1?
Probably about a month before it came out. It was on all the comic shop flyers and posters and ads, and oh my God, from the hottest artist now, Todd McFarlane. And then when they launched the 4 that came out, with the audacity of the special collector's item #1 on the cover and things like that, it was just, I was 12 years old, but it was a clear money grab to me, and they could have my money. I loved it. I loved every second of it. I thought calling it an instant collector's item was ridiculous. But I had to have it.
Awesome. So were you a Todd fan before that book, or was that something that made you a Todd fan? How did that work out?
I was absolutely a Todd fan before that. What I loved about his work, and I had collected almost his entire ASM run. I didn't have number 300 as a kid. It was a little too pricey for me. But everything else I had, and I loved his webbing. I loved how intricate and over the top it was. And later I come to find out that they asked him to tone it down because he was using too much black ink in the printing process. And he amped it up. He said, no, I want more. So I love that about him. And I was an instant fan through his Spider-Man stuff. And I love the Spawn stuff. But when this came out, that really solidified it for me that he was a monster.
Or so early on with the Spider-Man 1 books, did you know right away that you're going to become a big collector of this book, or was it something that was just it grew over time?
Well, I had them all at the time. I was lucky enough to get a hold of a gold UPC Walmart edition for $1 at the time that later graded, 25 years later, graded a 9.8. I don't think I cracked the cover on that one because I read the green one. I didn't read any of the other ones. So my gold graded a 9.8, my silver polybagged all graded a 9.8, books that I had from when I was a kid. But I didn't get the platinum. It was too expensive. It was too exclusive at the time, and it was just not for me. But just about everything else I had, and I collected the rest of the Torment run and into the Sub-City run and number 13, past that, and at the time, yeah.
So even then you were collecting. You mentioned that you read. I'm guessing maybe it was the polybagged or just the regular version that you read, and then you kept the other one still near mint to be able to have it at a 9.8 when you grow up. I remember a lot of my comics as kids didn't make it like that. So at that time, you must have already known, let's keep these in good shape, huh?
Well, I was also primarily a cover collector as a kid. It wasn't so much the writing and the stories for me. It was all about the art. So with 4 copies of a book, I don't need to read every one.
Yeah. Makes sense. So
I was savvy at 12.
So before that, give me a little backstory to your collecting in comics. Like, what brought you to comics in the first place?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I loved the toys, and I was a kid at the time when they came out, and I followed it back. And my mother had a booth in a flea market in Brooklyn, and she sold Betty Boop stuff. And I would walk around the flea market, and there were a couple of comic shops, and I was only picking out the low number Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at the time. The lowest I got back to, I had a number 5 and up. Built a nice little collection, but I branched out from there. I loved Punisher, I loved Wolverine, obviously Spider-Man. But when 1990 came out, that was it. I was chasing Spider-Man 1 books.
So at this point, are you pretty much exclusively collecting Spider-Man 1 books, or do you have another?
No. I had when I broke my collection out in 2015, 2016, something like that, after taking a hiatus. My 3 biggest books were Spider-Man 1 Gold UPC, New Mutants 98, and Amazing Spider-Man 129. The New Mutants 98, I also paid $1 for, that graded a 9.8. And the ASM 129, I paid $200 for as a kid. I actually got in trouble for spending so much money on a book. And that later graded a 7.5 that I got double signed and then sold.
Awesome. Well, that was a good investment. Later, it took a couple years on that one, but that was, I think your parents would agree that's a pretty good investment after the
For
fact.
sure.
So that brings me to your Facebook group. At what point did you decide that you want to create this group, and what was the meaning behind it when you first started?
It was actually the Foreign Comic Collectors Group magazine group on Facebook that got me into the community, and finding books that I was searching for there, and meeting some people and having them reach out to me about books I was looking for was really nice and refreshing. So I decided that I wasn't going to find the U.S. books from the foreign guys, so I needed a U.S. page, and it made sense just to start a page for Spider-Man 1, and we're, I think, 580 or 590 members. Some big boys, some big books all the time in that group. I'm shocked at what pops up, and I find new things with them all the time, and I love it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. If it's Spider-Man 1 and it pops up on my Facebook feed, I can almost guarantee that it's in your group. And that sends me down the rabbit hole, right? I get in there, and next thing I know, I'm looking at all the different posts. And I'm guessing, being a super fan as you are, you probably want to buy every single one of them when you see those.
Well, I once I put my foot down and said no more doubles. It was liberating and so much cheaper, because I was like, I have a 10 of that. What do I need a 99 for? But in the past, I was buying those doubles to trade and then sell later, or use as fodder for in a deal or something like that. And it usually worked. I didn't keep those nice books very long for my doubles, but I still kept buying them. So now I'm trying to buy less doubles.
That leads me into my next question. You were talking about the different variants and having tens. Approximately how many variants and homages do you think that you have on hand at this point of Spider-Man 1? Do you know exactly?
Yeah, I updated the list this morning. I have 315 different items in the set, but let me see how many are duplicates. I have that information as well. 28, so 277 unique items in the set.
277. That's amazing. That, for one, it's amazing that Todd's work is that popular that so many people homage it. That shows you how awesome Todd is.
Well, actually, let's just hop in there. I'm not a big homage guy by other artists.
Yeah.
So there are literally over 300 SM1 homages that I don't go after. What I'm focused on is the interior printing of Spider-Man 1. So wherever that was printed, I want that book. So it isn't so much about the other artists homaging him, but there are some other artists that did facsimile covers that have SM1 inside. So I have those, like Clayton Crane, Peach Momoko, Matt Damasi at Shattered, Kyle Willis, and some others. Those I absolutely have to have in the set. But I'm just not a big homage guy that puts an SM1, shows respect to that cover with another storyline. It's cool, but if I went down that road, I would be broke for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that. I got to give a shout out to my boy Kyle Willis. He's a really nice guy, awesome, super talented, up and coming artist, and I do love his ASM one that he did. He does his prints that he actually cuts out small pieces of comics and puts them on to recreate covers. And that's one that I actually have that one too.
I bought his original art for his SM1 cover.
Did you? Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. He's such a nice guy. He probably give you a great deal on it too. He's such a
well. I think I paid him what it was worth, because I want to respect the artist and the work.
Yeah.
But I had to have it, and I love it. So
that doesn't surprise me. That's awesome. That is awesome. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna project some of your collection here. Ronnie has a Google Photos group that how many members are in the group now? It looks like there's quite a few members in the group.
I think it just cracked 100 followers on the album.
100. So basically what it is, it's just a mashup of all the different covers and books that he has, and then he has pretty extensive information about each of these listed that I've noticed. When you actually click it, you can look into it. So let me put that on the screen now. you guys can take a quicker look, and you can tell me maybe about some of this stuff that we're taking a look at right here. I see some video games in here. Some
Yeah, all doubles. I'm always selling doubles at the top of my album, so always take a look, and I'm flexible on prices. Anything you guys want, I'm very happy to knock a few bucks off or eat shipping or something like that. Because like I said, a lot of times I'm buying doubles and selling off the lower grade. I already have it. You can see right there, bottom left, there's a Kyle Willis
Yeah.
Blue Line Edition, signed and graded. I think that's number 3 out of 50. I love that cover, and I have the original art for that.
Yeah, he did such a killer job on that.
Yep. So that's for sale, and some other things. I have those in my set. But then we go past the for sale stuff. We go into a couple of production pieces that I have. It's a color guide from Spider-Man #1, Bob Sharon signed. I love that. And on the right is a pre-production cover proof for Spider-Man #13, the only one I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that either. That's awesome.
No staple holes. That's how you could tell it's pre-production, even if it's untrimmed.
Yeah, and you
have a couple of the
hear about it.
A couple of the cover proofs, the Marvel poster book from '91, and the Torment first print trade paperback cover proof.
Awesome.
Since that one isn't folded, I decided not to send it into CGC for the signing.
Okay.
But I did send the cover proof for the poster book, that one on the left, since it was folded. So Todd has that one at the moment.
Yeah, Todd does have this one.
Yep.
I'm wondering if they maybe encapsulate it with like a magazine.
Oh yes, it's magazine size, so it will be bigger. The other cover proof was magazine size as well.
Is it? Yeah, that's awesome. So let's get down into some of your originals. This is amazing.
And that's the original 9 set. That's the best original 9 set on the planet. I'm missing one upgrade.
That's amazing. So this is currently what you have. You have the 3 10s and the 3 9.9s.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about. I know we spoke about it before, but tell me a little bit about these 10s again.
There's two different printings of Spider-Man #1. You could see. Look at his right leg. See the red suit on his right leg.
Mm-hmm.
See how it's the webbing.
Yeah.
It matches with the webbing. It's with the red suit. It's purplish.
Yeah.
Now slide one slide to the right. See how that's much lighter, silver webbing.
I do.
It's potentially minute, but SM1 guys see those as 2 separate books.
Yeah.
And I have them both in a 10. There are only 13 10s on the planet, and I have 2 of them.
That's awesome. That's something that I learned from your group too. I didn't realize that difference between the color and the color variations. Is that a printing defect, or was that intentional, or what was the?
I'm still trying to figure it out. That's the truth. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was different factories, different saturations of ink. You do see, you can see here, look to the right of Spider-Man's right foot. You see how it's kind of yellowish? Yeah, right around there. See how it's yellowish right in there? Slide one slide to the left. See how much more green it is.
Oh, yeah, that's quite a big difference. Actually.
See the difference? So I don't think that's a saturation. I don't think that's a printing issue. I could be wrong, but in the meantime, I covered my bases and have them both.
Yeah. It'd be something maybe to ask Todd if I don't know, maybe he doesn't even really know, but it'd be kind of a cool question to ask him.
Oh no, yeah.
Very cool. And that makes me think of the next thing. I know that it was talked about quite a bit in your group, but the different colors of the lizard on the interior. How do you know how that was found in the first place? I mean, obviously, when you look at the two side by side, it's pretty evident. But who
go back and scroll down so we can just have this. Go back there and then scroll down to a little further, right there. Okay, so open up that picture. Okay, so there's your 3 lizard variations in the Spider-Man #1 silver unbagged book. Very important. This error did not occur in the polybagged silver, only the unbagged silver. Do not open silver bags looking for a blue or copper lizard. So yellow and blue make green. If you take the yellow out of green, you have blue. If you take the blue out of green, you have yellow. That's what happened here. The blue lizard is much more common. I've seen 50 of them, 60 of them. Copper lizards, I'm tracked. Let me be exact with you. Let me look at my data. 17. We're up to 17 copper lizards known.
17. So the green,
one of them out.
The green is the most common, the way that it was supposed to be.
Well, green is regular.
Yeah, the way it was supposed to be.
And then CBCS labels
Let me get you
the blue lizard as blue lizard variant. So there's a 9.8 blue lizard.
So CBCS cites it.
Yeah, CGC doesn't. They used to with a qualified label. And then here's what they say about the copper lizard. Manufactured with 7th and 10th color plates transposed.
Transposed, okay.
So that's a copper lizard. That's the way CGC notes it. As far as blue lizards go, I submitted number 2 through number 8. I think I've submitted about a dozen of them. And copper lizards, I'm up to 4, I think. I submitted 4 to get my 9.8. I'm very happy I did.
So with those, you find them and then submit them yourself. Have you purchased any of them already graded, or is that something that you actively search for and then grade yourself?
All but one I purchased raw and submitted.
Awesome. Very cool. And how does that affect price on them?
Silver 9.8 is 100. Blue lizard is about 800. Copper lizard is about 1,300.
Wow. So it is pretty.
And that's based on private sales. You don't see a lot of public sales of these. I think there's only 9.8 blue lizards out there.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So we go back here. And then the next page is just more of the same, right? It's just like a bigger. Okay, here you go. Just showing you the lizard on the next page so it's just those 2 pages that
I believe it's 4 pages affected.
4 pages.
Now I also have a gold copy with the same pages and panels affected, but it's not a blue or a gold. It's just a faded green. It's nothing special, but I hung on to it just because I thought it was very cool.
That is cool. I thought it was the only ones ever affected were the silver, but I
saw one other gold one like this, and I'm still yet to call it anything because with 2, who cares? If I see 20, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, right. It has to have more to to everyone. But that's cool that you say that, because I did not know that it's only the unbagged silver edition that has this defect. So thank you for that. So I'm not out there opening a bunch of.
Don't do it.
Nice. Perfect. So let's scroll through a little bit more. Look at some of your other stuff. We're getting into some of your signature series books.
You want to share the screen again?
Yeah. Let me put that up. Thank you. Okay, so we're getting into some of your signature series books.
This is a crazy 3 books. First one is a double cover, double 9.8. So it's a double cover, and both covers were graded at 9.8. See
if I can zoom
in. And it's double signed.
So, and that's pretty good too, because a lot of the time you'll have a 9.8 and you look closer at it, it says front cover 9.4, interior cover 9.8.
Right, so and they'll give it the highest grade assigned to the book. So a 9.8 and a 9.0 is still a 9.8. But this is a true double 9.8 white pages and double signed.
That's remarkable.
That's a monster.
And this one was signed by Mr.
Romita and Todd. It's very common. Romita signed a lot of these books. He was known as one of the fathers of Spider-Man for sure. And in 1990, there was no bigger previous Spider-Man artist than Romita. So it's very common that he signed these books.
This one was signed in 17. So did you buy this one already graded, or did you have this done?
I don't even want to tell you what I paid for this book. It's disgusting. I think I got this for around $400 on eBay.
$400. Oh, so you got this on eBay. That's awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't sell it for 10 times that.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. It really is. Let's take a look at the next.
Yeah. Full creative team. There's the 5 guys that created that book.
Very cool. We got Mr. Rick Parker on here. Let's take a closer look at the.
Bob Sharon signed over the title.
Awesome. And you also got Tom DeFalco on there. And
yeah, I'd like to. My dream for my set is to get a gold and a green same way, with the full creative team on them. Pipe Dream is an original 9, but you know, little by little there's a Tom Parker and Tom DeFalco and Rick Parker signing coming up soon, so I can move some books down the line.
And another thing, have you tracked them on CGC census to see how many of each of these there are? Like this book here, I'm imagining there's not a whole lot of these out there.
Well, you won't be able to find it on the census specifically because it'll just be lumped into the regular signature series. But you can track previous sales on GPA, and there are a couple. There are other ones that exist, and I have seen a green and I have seen a gold. So they are out there, even if I don't have to create them myself. All these 5 gentlemen are still alive, working, and signing. So it shouldn't be impossible. It's just an uphill battle.
Yeah, so it's still attainable for you. And that's another thing that's interesting with CGC's recent announcement of the newsstand being recorded.
Yeah, take a guess how many books I'm going to send back in to get them to say newsstand.
I'm guessing none.
0. That doesn't matter to me at all. You can look at a book and see that it's newsstand.
The only one that I thought that you might do it is for the gold.
No. Again, you can look at it and see it. It doesn't have to say it on the label. And most of the time on GPA, they say newsstand anyway. So.
And now there's been tens of thousands of books already graded that they don't have record of if it was newsstand or not. So.
Yeah, the worst example of that is Ghost Rider #1 from 1990.
Yeah.
Until by my estimates, until 2012, they labeled the first print, the second print, and the newsstand all as first print.
Really?
So you have no clue how many of those books are out there. Literally, just you may as well just add up all the first prints because that's one of those tough ones. But I hope it doesn't get like that anymore.
Yeah, it is going to make it a little bit confusing, especially for new collectors coming in. They're going to wonder what in the heck's going on with these things. So, yeah, I agree. I'm not sending any books back for that label either. So let's take a look at
this could be one of the biggest books in my collection in the future. I bought a Nicholas Hammond signed gold copy. Nicholas Hammond was the guy who played Spider-Man in the 70s live action TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen many Spider-Man books signed by him. This Spider-Man book, the one I collect, and then I sent it out for the Andrew Garfield signing. So
awesome.
I'm over $1,000 in this book. I don't think it's worth less than $2,500 or $3,000.
Yeah,
as it sits, but it's not for sale. I'm going to send that out for Toby or Tom or whenever I have the opportunity, and hopefully the grade will hold. I've eyeballed this book hard. It is a real 9.8. It is solid. No soft corners or anything like that. So I have the confidence in cracking it again, and I really hope to do the best and get another 9.8 back when I get another actor added to it. Also, the Japanese live action Spider-Man, I'd love to add him as well.
Yeah, that would be cool to have them all on there. But that's, again, like you said, that's the risk. Just because it's a 9.8 now doesn't mean it'll come back a 9.8. But for something like that,
crack a 9.8 enough, it's gonna downgrade. You can't crack it 50 times, is for sure.
I've seen some crazy things sent in that people rolled the dice and got out on the lucky end of it. So, that's something that you gotta if you don't try, you're never gonna do it. So let's take a look at some of the other stuff you have here. Let's see there. Yeah, I can't.
That was a gift from my buddy Matt DeMasi over at Shattered Comics.
Okay, cool.
If you zoom out, I'll give you some cool stuff to not zoom out, go back to the main listing. I'll give you some cool ones to dial in on.
Okay.
Scroll down. Yeah, so those 3 right here. Obviously, the Marvel Collectible Classics. 9.9 is, I think there's only 10 of them in total. And the other 2 are out for the McFarlane signing now. One is the Facsimile edition from 2020, and the True Believers from 12 or 2011, whenever it was.
Yeah, very
cool. Nothing special about that book other than I bought it from Kyle Willis. How about
Did
that?
you?
I remember that, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm gonna have to give him a call, tell him we shouted him out.
Yeah, definitely. I sell on Whatnot. He stopped in and went live with me the other day. It was really nice of him to come in there, and
I love his remarks, the faces that he puts on these characters. I really love them.
I do too. I do too.
There's
So
two fun ones: Spider-Man 13
Spider-Man.
newsstand, which has been pricey lately. Newsstand by itself, Blue Label, I saw it go for as high as I think $500. And then on the right, double signed and remarked by Clayton Crane.
Okay, that's a Crane. Yeah,
Yeah, I love that Crane remark. That's one of my favorite books in the collection. That's not going anywhere. I
yeah.
can't imagine cracking it either. I might send it in for a Crane label. That's not crazy to me.
See on looks like oh, it is signed. Yeah, I didn't even notice that it's signed by Todd too. Very cool.
Yep, that's a sleeper. That book is just gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah, I always like this cover.
Then we go into the Spawns.
We're into the
Same
Spawn.
pose. Now that is a very big book.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Spawn #8 newsstand came with a newspaper print cover that was not like the regular direct, and it does not last very well, very long.
No.
There are how many? I think there were 3 total signed copies of this. I know the other 2 gentlemen who have them. One was featured in a CGC Spotlight last week. Myself, I was also featured in the CGC Spotlight a couple of months back, and my buddy Brad Harris that's got the 3rd. I know a lot of people that are looking for that Spawn 8 newsstand, and if you are one of those people, I'll tell you what I told the other 2 people that were in my inbox this week about it. Submit raw, buy raw, hope for the best, because I know if I had, I mean, I'm not selling mine ever. I think that's a $3,000 book, frankly.
Yeah, you're right. I checking census. There's only 3 of those in a 9.8. Like you said, it's extremely tough because these newsstands were basically on news racks and they were in and out. They didn't put them in bags and boards, so it was it was one of those things.
So that's a fun one.
So let's get out of that. And like you said, that's the newsstand. Here's the direct version of it.
Yep, I sent that for the 2019 Todd signing. Very happy with the grade, obviously.
So you had this one done yourself. That's
Yeah, you know what? In looking at this book, there's a spine tick on it. I'm sorry, there's a dent on the spine. It's not a color breaking. I'm not sure you can see it from this picture, but it stopped me from sending it in for the most recent Frank Miller signing. Frank Miller did a pinup in this, and I'd like to get a copy with both of those guys signed on it. I'll bet there'll be some available after this McFarlane signing, but this is on my to upgrade list ASAP.
yeah, and that's another thing that is cool that he got Frank in there doing some stuff early on. That was early in his series. They were I guess telling him that he needed other creators helping him out with Spawn because well, that's quite a get to get Frank Miller to come in there and help you out.
Oh yeah. And the other Spawn books, Spawn 231, and that's a fun book, but the one in the middle, click on that guy. This is the sketch edition, big bucks right off the bat. I think a blue label is $500-600 ish, and this one is signed by Todd and Stan.
This was signed by Todd and Stan. We could look at the census on this
Sure.
one too.
Yeah. So scroll down. Let's see how many are graded. How many are graded total? Not even 100, right?
64 total.
Yeah.
There's 98 total graded.
And 26 9/8.
26 9/8. So
how many you think Todd signed of those 26? Not many.
Yeah.
Not many.
Yeah, it was probably.
Thank you very much.
Let's take a look here.
So that's a fun book, and again, another one that I don't see myself cracking. I consider that book final. Drop it in the vault, and see you when the collection gets bought by a museum, type of thing.
Yeah, and that's one thing about Todd. Todd is very stringent still on what he signs and what he doesn't sign. So it's cool to get Stan to sign one of his books. I'm guessing I didn't look at the dates, but I'm guessing Stan signed it second.
I don't know. I never looked at it. No, it looks like Stan.
Stan signed it
Yeah,
first.
Stan first. Yeah, look at that.
Todd signed it after Stan, but obviously it's Todd's book, so he'll sign it.
Yep.
But he's pretty strict on some of the stuff that he won't sign, which is kind of funny, but it makes sense too.
And the one on the right there, don't scroll past that guy. That is
Yeah.
the only, at the moment, that is the only sketched copy, 9.8, 327, Carlo Barberi.
I remember when this cover's not that old. It came out pretty recently, and I remember when it came out, I absolutely loved it. It's beautiful.
Me too. Now that is at CDC for the Todd signing also, so I'm hoping that comes back at 9.8, and I don't see myself cracking that one either.
Yeah, that's got to be hard, man, to crack these things. A lot of these are just work of arts, rolling the dice. But yeah, you don't. Like I said before, you don't profit if you don't play the game. Yeah, you gotta try to.
I'm all about the risk, all about
Yeah,
it. Like this top row here is a fun one.
especially when
The
it
two,
gets something back that's so rare. Because if it does come back a 9.8, there's not
yep. No,
many others.
I've several books that we get to. I've had the first 9/8 of them. But these are two Crane remarks that I got on the Facsimiles.
Yeah, and that's one thing I will say about Crane. His remarks are he the way he does them. He tries to blend in with the original book. Which
He's
is
not my
pretty,
favorite guy out there, but his remarks for Spider-Man are my favorite without a doubt.
yeah, very
Without a
very.
doubt. I would feel confident bringing him any Spider-Man book, giving him any one-word piece of guidance, and what he will give me, I will love. I'm very confident.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that. Look at that. It looks. I mean, it looks like just it was supposed to look like that, the way that he did it. So very cool. And this is the
That's the Crane Virgin edition that dropped when the Scorpion Comics editions dropped.
okay.
And he didn't tell anybody about these, and they were very cool. And they're not high priced as far as the facsimiles go. They're among the lowest. I think it's because it doesn't actually have Spider-Man 1 on the cover, but it's got today's number 1 and number 2 artist doing his version of what he would have did for the cover for Spider-Man number 1, which I think is even cooler. Look at Craven, look at Lizard. You know, the URL for our page is facebook.com/group/doom doom doom. So I love this cover. I really love it.
Yeah, yeah. Crane is definitely one of the best artists of the time now. But like you said, some controversy around him right now. But that aside, his skills can't be denied. So let's take a look at the next book, and this is another Clayton Crane.
That's the same cover, but the trade cover that unremarked, just signed. If you go back to the main screen, we can scroll through all the facsimiles. That's a crazy Crane remark on the right, but there are 18 official facsimiles that were released, and I have them all in a 9.8 SS or better. And on the two Crane groups and my group, I think I'm the only person around that have knocked those facsimiles out of the park like that so far.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Silver and gold sets. Green set with the error in the middle. My third remark all the way on the right.
I noticed some. I know how he does the regular signature, and then he also does the rainbow one.
Yeah, I don't think I would pay more for a special signature, and I don't appreciate that his signatures are considered a sketch.
Oh yeah.
I don't like that. It's not a sketch; it's a signature. I understand he puts more into it, but so did Walt Simonson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That wasn't a sketch, even though he made it look like a stegosaurus. It was awesome. A dinosaur. It was awesome. Ryan Stegman makes his stuff look like a dinosaur. Is that a sketch? No.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
That's true. I agree with you 100% on that. I didn't realize that they called it a sketch. I've had Clayton sign some stuff for me, but I've never had him.
Yeah, I don't have any murder or those crazy splash ones, but if they're considered sketches on the label.
Well, I think he charges quite a bit more for those too.
Yeah, and I wouldn't pay for that either. But next line, some of my favorite books in the set, my Matt DeMasi signed and sketched set. Each of those has a hand drawn spider on them by Matt.
Oh, cool. Zoom in here.
Spider. Ah.
Oh, yeah, I see him now.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. Cool. So
The Peach set, and there's the Kyle Willis 3-book unofficial set with the artist proofs.
very cool.
Because
So
I go hard.
why did they sign these no grade?
Because they're unofficial. Kyle didn't get Marvel's permission to print these, so
Gotcha.
they weren't an official printing. They're not going to be in the print price guide, so why would CGC take them seriously? But they were. They have done other fan books before and things like that. And Kyle is an artist with good standing with CGC. So with enough lobbying, myself, Kyle, and some other people, they did agree to encapsulate them, but not grade them. And I will take it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely beautiful with that yellow label too. Let's see.
This is a Turkish release of the Facsimiles.
Oh yeah, I can see that now. Yeah.
Yeah, those I sent all those in for the signing as well.
Very cool. So you got all these graded yourself on these?
No, I bought them graded and sent them in. Yep. I have a raw set that I didn't get graded that I'm selling. If anyone's interested.
Okay.
The next ones are the Sinar Spider-Man homage covers that came out the same time as the Facsimile. I'm not 100% sure these are Spider-Man #1 inside, but I think they are. I never cracked them.
Yeah.
And I love that Miles sketch in the middle. I love Miles in the hoodie.
Yeah,
that is just too cool. I will upgrade the other two to sketched versions in the future, but I haven't seen them available. Only the Virgin has had sketches available so far, but eventually I want these all sketched. The whole Facsimile set, actually.
Yeah, it's great.
They're moderns, and I know I'm just throwing money into modern books, but I can't. I'm not going to sketch a platinum.
Yeah.
So
well,
this is the closest.
If you're collecting too, it's like it's not about the money. It's about getting the book that you want and the way that you want it to look. So that's awesome.
Yeah, these are fun. So now these are two of the biggest books in my collection.
Let's take a closer look here. Diamond Distributors edition.
That is the trade paperback that came out at the end of 1990 that was given to the top 700 Spider-Man retailers. They didn't pay for it. They couldn't order it. It was a gift. It was also shrink-wrapped on delivery and shrink-wrapped way too tight. So the vast majority of these books have bad color rubs around the edges. I think there are 22 graded copies. You can click the link on the right. But there are only 2 9.8s. And I'm not sure we're going to see many more. The second listing, the Diamond Distributors. Yeah, 23 copies and only 2 9.8s.
That's amazing. Only 7 signature series.
I submitted 6 of them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, at one point I had 9 of these books, I think, or I had over 1% of the print run.
Did you?
Yeah. It's a very, very big book, and I know a couple of people sent theirs in for the signing, but I would not have. If you look at my notes, go back to the book, and then click the other link there. Yeah. Look at the grader's notes on a 9.8.
Yeah. So
you ever see 2 color breaks on a 9.8?
That's rolling the dice. Typically, they say it can have 1 defect.
I would never, ever crack this book again. I am still looking for a nice raw copy. I believe there might be one out there, but it's rare, man. I'm looking at this book for 5 years, and there's only 2 9.8s, and I'm pretty sure there won't be more.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's kind of surprising to me that Todd would even sign this book, to be honest.
Oh no, that's his. All his work, every page of it is his.
But I don't know if you've heard about the Spawn Thank You variant. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes. Yeah, there's a couple of books that he didn't get permission on or wasn't paid on and things like that. But this is not one of them. He will sign this.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know that with that one, he was upset because the distributors were given the book and they were selling them, and he just, I guess, to put a bad taste in his mouth. So that's cool that he will sign this book.
Now, before we, now the next book there is not only the only signed copy of the first print, it's the only 9/8 in existence. I think there's only 6 of these graded.
Awesome.
And none have been graded since I got mine graded. The top listing now. No, the top listing. There's 2 there. There you go.
Gotcha. Okay.
See, look at that. It's the only 9.8, and it's signed.
And it's a sign. That's crazy.
This book's a monster. I will never ever crack this book until there's 25 more 9.8s out there, which will never happen.
Yeah, and that's crazy to me. There's no universal labels, but there's
Nope.
ones you have it.
I submitted that. Yep.
That's cool that you put your. Of course, I'm not going to put any notes on that. That's cool that you put the links to the notes too, so people can quickly.
Lest anyone think that I do not have the book, there it is. Look it up.
Yeah, there it is. Very cool. Yeah, and this one, let me go back to the census one more time. This one I noticed it said that there's only 5 of them graded. Period. You know.
Mm-hmm. Now I sent a 9.8 second print in that I'm hoping for the best on, but again, I'm not holding my breath on these trade paperbacks. They're very, very tough to get in high grade.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's close that out. Let's get back here. Very cool.
So then we go into the other Torment printing: second print, third print, fourth print, hardcover, and associated, collections.
Very cool. And with these Spider-Man ones, you obviously go out and actively seek them. Which one have you found, or did you find, to be the hardest one to find? Period.
Well, there's a couple. The Japanese foreign is pretty tough to find these days. The South African is pretty tough to find. They were around. I just didn't buy them up. But the Greek Tomo, it's the foreigns that are the hard ones to find. U.S. it's about the grades, and maybe 5 years until I see a gold UPC 9.9 or 10 come up for sale, which is the last upgrade I have left in my original 9 set. But I'm not holding my breath. It is what it is.
Do you have any idea what the print run with some of these books?
Which ones? The originals. If you want to scroll up to the top, we can go through it.
Yeah, I was specifically speaking about some of the foreign variants. I'm guessing.
Yeah, those are very, very tough to find.
Tough. Probably tough.
Scroll down to the original 9. Yeah, those guys. So the green covers were $1 million. The silver cover was $1 million. The gold was 550,000. The next one is the polybagged edition. That was 125,000. The silver polybagged was 125,000. The platinum was 10,000. Gold UPC is one of those mysteries. All they said was that it was less than the platinum. Now, if you look at the amount of graded copies between the platinum and the gold UPC has less than a third graded. Really? So if that correlates to the print run or they both had some things going for them that would stop people from having them graded. The platinum was a thick cardstock cover and was mailed in a manila envelope, and a lot of them got trashed conditions, very hard to find in high grade. And the gold UPC was sold at Walmart without comic bags and boards. And, again, very hard to find in high grades. But the amount of difference between them, I will say, I can't say it as a fact because I don't know it, but I can say it with all certainty that there's no way there was anywhere near a 10,000 print run. I don't think it was a 5,000 print run. My estimates are between 3 and 4 on the gold UPC.
Wow, that's crazy. And like you said, that was only distributed through Walmart stores.
Correct. And the last row is the polybagged UPC. There are no 9.9s in that. They only had 125,000 copies of that. So that's a top grade book and probably one I won't crack.
Awesome. Very cool. That's good information. And one thing that people that are newer to collecting Spider-Man 1 might want to wonder, they look at, and this is one thing when I first saw the two, it was hard to differentiate between the Platinum and the original. So let me open this up so you can kind of go over what the differences are there.
It's number one, a thick cardstock cover. So it's a very thick cover. It's not like a comic book cover. The back is all black and has a new art in the middle of it. The comic box top left is different. The number one is different. There's no price on it. It's the Spidey face in the box is platinum, not silver. You know, there's some differences on the cover that you can pick up on.
Yeah. So it looks similar, but there are some pretty evident things that stick out.
Yep.
Good. So keep that in mind when you are buying Spider-Man 1. If someone's telling you it's a platinum, make sure that it is a platinum. Okay, so let's see. Did we cover? I think we were down at some of the foreign variants when we kind of.
Yeah, we do. We were just into the TPBs. Just getting into the foreigns.
Here we go.
Yep. So that's all the U.S. books.
These okay, yeah, U.S.
Some packs every time Spider-Man was in a multi-pack.
Yeah, I remember some of these. Seen them in the store. That's funny. So, where were these distributed? Do you know, like which stores they were distributed?
I'm not sure. I think they were generally available. It was, wherever comics were sold type of thing. I know these were sold at Walmart also.
But I remember seeing these at Walmart. That's where I remember seeing these.
Yep.
100%.
Now, if you go to the next slide to the right and zoom in on that text up top, you'll love it.
A limited collector's package containing the complete 5-part Torment series. Torment features the Lizard, one of Spider-Man's earliest foes. The artist-writer of this story is quite possibly the single most popular Spider-Man artist of all time, Todd McFarlane, which is true. But I can just imagine Todd writing that himself. That's why I kind of chuckled, because Todd was good and he knew he was good. His first work on Amazing Spider-Man 298 currently is valued at $30. Spider-Man collectible set presently is valued at $15. Yeah, how prices have changed.
Yeah, now it's about $75. Sealed pack.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I could just, like I said, I could just picture Todd writing his own little blurb there. But he probably would have put the most popular, not one of the most popular.
Oh, come on. He looked up to the old guys. You know that.
No. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, cool pack. And then the SM13 pack, front and back.
That was definitely Walmart. Still got the Walmart sticker on that one.
Yep. Nothing is cool on the back one. That's just telling what books are in the pack. But go one more to the right.
Last issue by artist Eric Larson.
This is the only one of these I've ever seen. Comic book starter kit from 90 or 91 with a Spider-Man Gold in there. It's got a poster in there. It's got comic bags in there. It's got a guide to collecting comics. But I think it's cool as hell that it had a Spider-Man 1 in there.
That is really cool. Comic book starter kit. This was probably, I'm guessing this is just an independent company that wanted to.
It doesn't say Marvel on it.
Yeah, it doesn't say Marvel on it. So they just bagged Spider-Man 1 and went with it. It's a good tactic that sold the starter kit, I'm sure.
Yep.
Very cool. And I've seen this one quite a bit.
Yeah, Treat Pedigree, Spawn. I forget what book's on the front of this. It's not Spawn. But this is Spawn on the back. It's possible. I could dig it out. I see it, but
yeah, I think 9 or number 7, which is 7, is an awesome cover. It makes me think of like Commando Spawn. It's
I don't think it's 7.
I don't have one of these. I've had them in the past, but I don't have one of these currently to look. But yeah, I remember seeing this one in the store too. It's kind of cool, kind of a blast from the past thing. So let's get out of this. Cool. So we're getting some of the foreigns now, obviously.
Yep. Now that first one is a pretty rare Greek. It's got the actual 5 Torment issues in it that were bought back from the Greek resellers and new cover on it. And I'm up to 6 signatures on this book.
Awesome.
It's crazy. Todd's got that one right now. This one I'll crack over and over because of the grade. I'm not scared of it not coming back
Yeah.
at 6.0.
How many times have you had it cracked so far?
Only once. This is the second time now with
Second
Todd.
time. Did it drop, just curiously, when it
Nope.
came back?
Nope.
That's good. Who knows? Maybe it'll come back higher.
I'm not holding my breath. I didn't have it pressed.
Yeah, right now CSS is about a year out, so probably a good thing. Actually, with the signing, they do a expedited press if you send it in for the signing. I read, so that's kind of cool.
So just a bunch of trade paperbacks from around the world and more collections. It's just there's so many. I'm over 70 different printings of Spider-Man 1 and related foreign.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
I sent every red suit cover to Todd for the signing. I'm not sure exactly how many it was, but
which one would you say is your favorite foreign iteration of it?
Scroll down. Right there. Second one in the Greek. Yeah, second one. Bad picture, but that's the Greek cover.
But yeah, I can see it's Greek edition.
And Greece still today does not have a bag and board culture for their comics. So high grade Greeks are very rare.
Yeah, this one's a bump candidate.
Yeah, I had it pressed that day, so we'll see. This is in for the Todd signing now, and it is being pressed.
Awesome.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's
it's the highest graded. I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, but that's good. That's what you want to read when you see CGC notes.
Yep,
those are good notes. So
yeah, it's a fun one. So there's a ton of foreigns. Then we go into the SM13 foreigns and the Spawn foreigns.
I'm a video game guy too, so I want to click this real quick. What are we looking at here?
All right, that is the only known sealed and graded copy of the Amazing Spider-Man video game from 1990 that was released in Europe that actually has a comic book folded in half inside of it.
Awesome. And that's for the Commodore 64, it looks like.
Amiga. Yeah. The first book in that row, if you go back to the main album, is the comic that's inside of it. The first one. Yeah, that's a better picture. Click that guy. So that's what came inside the comic box. And you can see on the left that the comic was folded in half. So it's pretty amazing. I had 2 of these. I had a CGC 8.5 and a CBCS 9.0. I sold the CGC, and the CBCS is at Todd now. And I also have a very high grade raw that I picked up that I think might be a 9.0. So I'll be flipping one of those lower grades when it gets back, but I can't wait for those to get back.
That's too cool, man. That's I love this because it's both worlds crashing into one another.
It's the first time Todd's art was used on a video game box, and it's the first time Todd's art was used in a video game. If you look further down in my album, I actually have the splash screen that shows the art.
Cool. And I love the old Commodore, just an IBM.
Yep.
3.5 floppy.
Yep.
Where am I looking here?
For the video game stuff, it's further down. Yeah, past those foreigns, past the Spider-Man foreigns, past the Spawn foreigns.
Just the amount of books you have in here is just amazing, man. It's something to behold. I'm going to drop a link in our video of your book or of your file, sure, if you don't mind.
No.
And when you guys take the time to sit down and look at this, make sure that you have an hour or more blocked off on your schedule, because you're gonna fall into a hole.
You're gonna get tired scrolling.
You're gonna get stuck though. You're gonna keep scrolling. There's a ton in here. Some of the posters here, postcards. That's awesome. And I'm guessing at this point, I'm making my way down to the video game stuff, but things are popping in my head. But I'm guessing that at this point, when friends of yours come up with some of this stuff, they just send it to you.
Not even friends. I get people that don't know me sending me things that I don't have in my album. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get eBay links dropped to me daily. Most of the time, unfortunately, I've already had them.
yeah,
But sometimes somebody will say, "Hey, if you don't want to buy this is a good deal for me."
yeah,
It's like they want to offer it to me first. But I really have just about everything.
yeah,
3 or 4 foreign books, a couple of video games, just real rare, real. There's the video games there. Just
yeah.
real obscure stuff that I'm looking for now. But there's the title screen in the middle.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I'm letting me zoom in at all, but yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So there are 18 or 16 different versions of the video game that were released. I'm up to 4 different sealed graded versions right there.
Very cool. So we'll take a look at what consoles it was on. So the Commodore Amiga. There's the Commodore 64, which I just bought one of those yesterday, actually.
Cool.
Another Amiga 64. This is the Amiga.
It's a French one, different distributor.
Gotcha.
First one was UK, that's French, and I think the next one's Italian. Yep.
Italian, yep.
Istruzione in Italiano.
You see, where did I go here? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
cool.
those are my sealed and graded, and then my open boxes. Incomplete. Those are the ones that I bought that I pulled the comics out of and had them graded.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Keepsake collections.
Pretty cool. This was 5 oversized SM1 art cards that came in an envelope. Proof sets were hand numbered and some cool variations of them, but they're cool. You can find them on eBay, 40, 50 bucks opened. 80 or 90 bucks for a sealed one, or about 100 bucks for a sealed one in good shape is a good deal. I've got some pretty low numbers. I've got number 50005 out of 5,000.
Yeah, so I was about to say, I see they're all numbered here on the corner.
Yep. And the proof sets are hand numbered.
That's cool.
And all of the items inside them are hand numbered also. So I don't know what the significance or who did it, but that's just the way they were.
Yeah.
Now, there were many of these. There were dozens of these, all Marvel characters, Ghost Rider, X-Men, Carnage, everybody. So this was a big series in the 90s.
Yeah. Keepsake collection. I've heard of it. I don't have anything from it. This is looks like it's the second series of it.
Yeah, that doesn't have anything Spider-Man related, but because they called it the Spider-Man number 2, I lumped it into the same category.
Yeah. Let's see what else. We're getting to some toys, which this is very cool. Little Spider-Man.
Cars and statues and spogs and
Johnny Lightning, the crossover here.
Yep.
Look through. Just another.
Yep, 2 different ones. Spawnmobile with a Spawn 8.
Spawnmobile is interesting. That was very interesting. It never really made it into the comics other than like posters.
Yep. Spawn 8 figure in the pose.
That's awesome.
Spogs.
Yeah.
Got the whole set. Spawn 8 was in there, and if you go one to the left, one to the right, I have an uncut sheet of Spogs cards.
That is too cool. See,
yeah, there you go.
Sure. And you can see by the DVDs here how big that sheet is. Pretty large.
Oh yeah, it's a full 3x4 poster sheet.
That's
or
cool.
2x3. Yeah.
Six Spogs per pack. Very cool.
And then the cards. And then my card, that whole top row is PSA top grade.
PSA 10s, yeah. PSA 9, PSA 10, PSA 10, Prism.
And the PSA 9 up there is the top grade. There are no 10s.
Okay, gotcha. That's the highest.
So I'm working on my cards now. They're tough to find mint. A lot of these are from 90, 91, 92, and people didn't really care about them. So they've been sitting since.
Yeah, it's the thing, kids got them and they looked through them and traded them and everything else. I still have all my Marvel cards from the 1990 series, the 92, I think. And most of mine are wrecked, to be honest with you. I have them sitting right over here, actually. But yeah, it's tough to get them in a 10. That's remarkable. Let's see.
And there's a lot of cards. A lot of them are obscure. Like that Spawn one down there is from Phoenix Con 1995. It was a phone card that a vendor had at the show. That's the type of crazy shit I have.
And a lot of the younger people watching this right now are like, what the hell's a phone card?
What the hell's 1995?
Yeah. Yep, exactly. That's crazy. That's cool. That's really cool because that's something that they probably don't even have like history of it anymore because that company's probably long since gone. Patco.
Yep. More cards. More cards. Patches. Anybody have an M? I need an M.
An M patch. Oh, yeah.
I'm missing an M. Can't find them. 2014 Upper Deck Marvel patches, codename patches. They're pricey, but they're out there, and I just cannot find the Spider-Man M.
Can't find. See, now I might be able to find you something. I'll be on the lookout for you, Ronnie.
Need an M.
2014, you said, right? Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Make it my mission to find one here.
I'd appreciate it. And those are all sealed sets of cards.
Awesome. Very cool. Let me get it's like a collector's tin.
Yep. They only made 7,500 of those, and how many do you think are still sealed?
Oh yeah, this is the series that I was collecting. This is about
there you
when I was born in the early 80s, so around this time I would have been like 9 years old, and I was buying cards that when I realized that there was a crossover between comics and cards, so I was very into sports cards too. I was on cloud 9. That's really cool.
Spawn Chromium cards, yep, 50 card set. The first 50, they did the first 50 Spawn covers as Chromium cards. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, so I've had some of these. They're tough to find. I look for these. I've had a few of them. That's
a sealed set.
Yeah, I've never seen them as a sealed set. Even
there's my very scientific master list numbering scheme. You see blue tape and a number 194.
4.
Yeah, so that was 194th item I added to my collection.
Jeez. That's good that you're keeping track of it though. So
I have a very, very detailed master list. Yeah, God forbid I ever have a problem. I know exactly what I have.
Yeah. Good. Some more collector's cards. I didn't even realize there were so many out there.
Oh yeah.
On Webb's trading stickers.
Number 39 in this set is the unofficial Spider-Man #1 rookie card. It was the first time the pose was on a sticker.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
And there's the Web stickers and
Spider-Man in action.
Oh yeah. And there's the 2 poses in there, number 62 and number 63. I have the sticker book sealed, no stickers in it. I have the sticker book unsealed, all stickers in it, and I have a set of unopened stickers.
Very cool. Yeah, that's crazy, man. You have that many, and a lot of the stuff I haven't even seen.
Big stickers. Those are called Marvel Mega stickers.
Mega stickers, okay. There's some pins. Let me kind of zoom out here. There we go. Take a look at some of these pins.
Made by Planet Studios.
Planet Studios. That's what I was about to ask. Are these distributed by Marvel?
They were licensed, but no. And they only made 2,500 of these. The first one, if you go one to the left, That's the OG pin, the first pin they made, and no print run. No clue how many of these there were, but good luck trying to find that.
Yeah. That's cool. These are 2,500.
That just came out a couple of years ago. Modern stuff, but I had to buy it, obviously.
Yeah. Still cool. Yeah, you can tell it's more modern because the way they board it and stuff.
Yeah.
In the 90s, they weren't doing that yet.
Nope. And the next one's a limited pin set of covers.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have seen this pin here before.
Yep.
But it was not in the set. It was by itself. I think maybe at a trade show or something. I can't remember where I saw it.
And I've been through a couple of sets of these that weren't sealed or had rips in them. Finally have a nice, beautiful.
Yeah, it looks really clean.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Most of my stuff I traded up several times to get the conditions that I wanted.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. Trading is, I tell people that all the time. Trading is a very good tool to get things that you want that you may not think that you'd be able to have a chance at otherwise. That goes for condition too, not just.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Marvel Age.
That's at Todd. That's with Todd now.
So he's signing that one. There's so many places for him to do it too. He could really make this one look good. All that white space.
Yeah, there's a newsstand version of this book that I still need. Pretty rare. Tough to find. When it's out there, people are asking $2,000 for it. It's silly. But yeah.
Jim Lee speaks. Yes, he does. There's another Marvel Age preview.
That's a top grade. There are no 9.8s of this book. Trust me, I have been looking for them forever. The black cover, black borders make this a very, very difficult book to find in high grades. It's in every dollar bin. It is a dollar book, but in 9.6, it is not. Yeah. And that is with Todd right now. I did see a dent in the book that I thought could be fixed despite there being no grader's notes. So I did send this for pressing, and let's see what happens. Could be the first 9.8.
That's awesome, man. Good luck with that. Hopefully it does come back a 9.8. That would be pretty cool. It's another one that you don't, I mean, like you said, it's a dollar bin book, but it's not something you see too often.
Yep.
I'm a fan of these Marvel Age books.
For sure. And just various previews at the time and preview magazines. That was a preview inside Excalibur 23 and a couple of other books showing, that, hey, it's coming out soon type of thing.
Yeah, get your pre-orders in. And it says right here, they knew it was going to happen. Look, Spider-Man #1, Todd McFarlane will set records. And
it's true.
Sure enough, did.
Yep. So I try to collect everything that referenced it, including foreign books that have references inside, and
cool.
Just about everything.
Superhero, you see.
That's enough.
Yeah.
That's a Portuguese magazine. I've only seen 3 or 4 of these.
Really?
Yeah, that is good luck finding one.
I love all the characters. This is very 90s.
Yep.
Kevin Costner, the man.
Super Barbie.
And then the X-Files. That was my show. Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of random stuff in this section of the album. The Ephemera is fun. This is the stuff that really wasn't supposed to last.
Yeah. That's cool because, like you said, a lot of the stuff that you have here, it was meant to be thrown away. Like, it wasn't meant to be saved and collected. And I think that's more collectible.
That's the whole next section. Take a look.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, yeah.
Comic shop posters, flyers, order forms, just things that were not supposed to last.
No, not at all.
I've found a whole bunch of them. This was scroll one to the left. This was the order form for that poster, so that comic shops could get Spider-Man to say whatever he wanted in the SM1 pose. This was the order form for the posters, I said.
That is cool.
Now go back. I have the poster too.
Obviously, it predates.
Bottom left. And there's the poster.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. They didn't. It's not even filled in. So
Right. So they just got a generic one, but they could have got it to say whatever they wanted if they would have sent that form back.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Now, do you have something like that on display?
No, none of my stuff is on display. I'm petrified of light damage. Everything's in black boxes in my attic.
Makes sense. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
I don't trust it.
Yeah, something like
Every
that.
slab I show you has UV mylar on it, but I don't care.
Yeah.
They're all going back in the boxes.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a lot of weird stuff, and almost that whole section I sent to Todd. We'll see how much CGC assign.
Very cool.
Greatest Slicks. This was an advertising campaign from Marvel internal in 1992, I think it was, that used the art.
Let me zoom in and all, but that's pretty cool. Co-op advertising.
Yep. Here's the original art that I bought from Kyle for his Spider-Man piece.
Very cool. Look at the lines.
I love it. Yeah, love it.
It's beautiful.
That's the background for his piece. It's a
yeah.
two-part OA. There's the COA for the OA.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
The stamp that he stamped the back of the books with, I had to have that too, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And there's the stamp on the back of the book so you can see it.
Got it. Very cool. Looks like it was a BTC Hive Comics.
Yep, exclusive. That's the Peach Momoko cover.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. That's the poster for the group that created by my co-founder Brandon Ross. It's over there.
Awesome.
That's just this cool 3D printed relief thing that reacts to light that somebody made and was actually given to me by a collector that saw my set and wanted me to have a bunch of his older stuff. Believe it or not.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Let's see what else we got here.
Keychain.
It's a 9.8. It got graded.
Yeah, that's it.
Did you steal grade anything?
Must be official. That was $2 on Etsy.
Light switch.
A bunch of those from the same guy who did the 3D thing.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
These are all fan art. These are one of a kind.
That's cool. And he's got the different cover.
Oh yeah, all of them.
Oh yeah.
Platinum,
gold, 13. That's cool.
refrigerator magnet. Just anything with the pose.
Anything. I love it.
Now, I stopped updating this section because people started scooping me on the items that I needed. I started seeing my wish list items showing up in people's feeds. Like, I just got this and I didn't know about it. Thanks, Ronnie, for showing it to me. Like, I didn't show it to you. I said I needed it. And you bought it.
There's a difference.
So, yeah, I stopped updating this section of the album, but it just reminds me that I still need to go and get a few things.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's cool. It's more of like a to-do list.
But my real to-do list is in a Google album because, like I said, I don't want to keep inviting others to buy what I don't have.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the group shots at the bottom is a scary list of just when I had my books together and out taking pictures or whatever, going through them.
Beautiful. I know you just recently sold one of your 9.9s, I think it was, right? Wasn't it a 9.9 that you just sold?
It was a gold UPC 982X.
It was a 9.8 2X.
Yeah, I have it right here. I didn't even ship it out yet.
I'll take a look at it.
This guy here. So
Cool.
gold UPC signed by Todd and Stan with the custom label.
Todd and Stan. Very cool.
Last sale on this book was $3,700. The sale behind it was $2,900. And I actually traded up to a 3X copy, which is around somewhere. There's my new 3X.
Beautiful.
And it's got Tom DeFalco on it as well. So that's the first 3X gold UPC I'd ever seen. I had to have it. And of course, my 2X that I coveted and loved for over 3 years has got to go now.
Well, that's what I was about to ask. So you've had it for like 3 years? About 3 years? Very cool. Let's go back to... Oop. There we go. Some others here. Again, you were saying this is just more of just like...
Yeah, like the middle shot on the left with the CBCS books. Left middle. Yeah. That was my first Blue Lizard submission to CBCS. I submitted 6 of them and I got 3 9/8s.
Awesome.
I think the cheapest 9/8 I sold at the time was $1,000.
Oh, wow. So are all these gone now? Or you have
I have one. I have one 9/8. Yeah, top grade for myself, and I sold everything else.
Yeah, awesome, man. Very cool. So what else we got?
But yeah, look at those. Look at that shot right there. That's 1% of the print run of this book.
You got what is it? 7 copies here. I'm guessing some of these are at the signing that aren't graded.
Nope. The 9.8 top left is the only one that I have left. That's mine in the collection. I sold everything else.
Gotcha. Very cool picture. I love these. I know you're saying you're getting out of duplicates, but I was telling you I love duplicates. They make
they're just so expensive because I like the fun. I like the fun rare ones.
Yeah, it's a pricey thing.
Now, one of those 9.6s signed. I didn't sell it for this, but it's sold recently. Resold it recently this year for $1,300.
$1,300.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like what he signed right at the bottom there.
Yeah, me too.
That looks perfect. What else we got? This cool. We can kind of see what all's in here.
Yeah, that was what I didn't send.
This is what you
did. McFarlane signing, the first one in 2019. You see the 9.9s, the double cover. I wasn't risking any of those books.
Yeah. So you had a 5.5 come back on the Blue Lizard.
Yeah, they said the whole book had foxing in it, and I'm telling you, I looked, I couldn't see it, so we just sold it.
Yeah, at that point you just
yeah,
that's what anymore, right? Here's the double cover. That's really cool.
I had 2 double covers. One was signed, and one was just 9.898.
That's too cool.
Yeah, that one I sold. The guy I sold it to still has it, and he's a dealer. I'm thinking about buying it back.
Really? Yeah, that's something you don't do too much in a lot of.
I know, but it's my whole. I have to have a no doubles policy, Greg. Otherwise, I'm gonna stack them up like that again. That diamond picture is like a $10,000 picture. I can't stack books up like that. What am I doing?
Yeah.
What's the point?
That's true.
Yeah, they're cool, but so.
Look at this one. That's an awesome picture. Look at this.
That's what I sent to the 2019 McFarlane signing. That was the bulk of my collection at the time.
Yeah, beautiful.
And you see the 9.8 Spawn newsstand up there, and the Spider-Man 13 newsstand, and some fun ones. I only had a gold. I hadn't graded my gold UPC that I got as a kid at the time, so this 9.6 I had picked up cheap, and I made a chunk on it when I sold it after the signing. Yeah,
that's awesome. Great books in here. Some stuff that I would want. Very cool. So let's take a look and see. Here's everything boxed up, I'm guessing, on its way.
That was for the first signing, yeah.
You showed me the picture of the second signing, and
it's in there. It's at the bottom. Yeah, it's in there. A lot more books this time.
Yeah,
a lot more boxes.
Here's another shot of the video games. I love this. VGA is a great company too.
Really easy to work with, communicative. They respond to emails. Their pricing makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm a fan. I really am.
they were the first to do it.
Yeah, and no drama like WADA.
Yeah, cool.
The rest of the shot, the next bunch of shots are the ones that I took for the CGC spotlight when they put me on there.
From here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing the article. That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
I'll link that here in the video as well,
Cool.
so you can read that spotlight on Ronnie. That's CGC.
Cool.
Definitely worth the read. Some of the your 10s and your 9.9.
There are no gold 10s, so that's a top 3 set.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see here, look at this picture. Good Lord.
That's the full collection. That's 300 items or so.
Yeah. Get a magnifying glass and
no.
An hour to look through them.
Yeah, the next one's easier to see. That's the one that I sent. That's what I sent to Todd. 62 books that I sent in, and you can see they're mostly foreign. I think there's 48 of 62 are foreign.
Very cool. So this was your most recent one that you just sent.
And it's not all paid for yet. I'm still sweating it.
It's not all paid for yet. Oh
no.
Did they give you an approximate date yet?
Oh no, they never do.
Because I've heard some people are getting their Todd books back, but they submitted.
No, those are the people that had their books signed at New York Comic Con.
New York Comic Con.
You could tell by the dates. I spoke with CGC last week, and the official word, although they're not broadcasting this, you may be hearing this here first, is that there's going to be 3 signings with McFarlane. They've already received more books. Well, when I spoke to them, they had already received more books than the entire 2019 signing, and they weren't even done opening yet. So the first signing is going to be in December, second half of December actually, and the second 2 signings are going to be at some time in 2023. They are not saying it yet. They received so many books that he couldn't possibly do them all in one signing, and it's going to be broken up. I sent my books in at the deadline, and some got there later. I'm not expecting my books back for a very long time. Probably 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. I didn't submit nearly as many as you, but I submitted at the very end of the deadline, so I'm not expecting it until the end of 2023 or something. I don't know. I'm not in a rush, but as long as I get them, I'll be happy. But this is amazing. Let's look at the picture of all the boxes. I remember you sending me this picture.
Yeah.
Submitted.
Yeah. That's 62 books going out the door.
And that's all Ronnie's. You're not submitting for other people. That's all your books.
There's one book in there that I sold, and the person wanted me to submit it. So there's actually 63 books in there, but 62 are mine.
That's awesome.
Now the 2019 signing, I sent 22 books, and regretted that I didn't send more. So I don't have that regret this time.
Yeah, that's true. You get it all out of your system because he's probably not going to do another signing for 3 years.
Well, let's hope, because that would be the 35th anniversary, and maybe we get a special label or something fun.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm in Tampa, so I submit through my LCS, which is the guy that owns it's a good friend of mine, but he drives them down. So I save the money on the shipping and also the headache of worrying about whether it's going to be lost. But he drives them down because it's about 20 minutes.
Who do you use?
I use a company called Comic Spot, which is JMD Retail.
Cool.
Florida, really good guy. He has a lot of exclusives. He works with a lot of different artists. He's done art with Tyler Kirkham. He's worked with Donnie Cates. He's worked with Neil Adams in the past.
Nice.
Really
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're always looking for people that want to learn about Spider-Man 1. Come on down to the group. We keep in touch with private signings. We keep in touch with facilitators. There's artists on the page. It's a good time, and the moderators and I, there's no BS. There's no silly memes going up. There's no oh, something's worth what you paid for, somebody will pay for it. None of that BS. We're really all about the dollars and cents, and what's a good deal and what isn't, and who's taking advantage on pricing, and who's got what we're looking for at reasonable prices. So we really try to keep the group tight.
Absolutely, and it's really is a wealth of knowledge. There's so much information in there. You could spend a full day reading through the posts and looking at all the
I
pictures.
say it all the time. Every comic collector can have every other book. Spider-Man 1 is mine.
I
And
agree.
if you'd like to learn anything about it, please let me know. Anyone that loves the book is cool with me, and I'm always happy to inform someone that wants to buy smartly.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think Ronnie is the number one Spider-Man 1 collector in the world, and I think that CGC kind of solidified that for you. I think everybody kind of knows now. So my last question for you: when everything's done and you have every single variant and homage and everything that you want in the Spider-Man 1 collection, what's your next step?
Oh, I get them graded. I'm sorry, get them signed. Get more people sign them. I want the whole Spider-Man run,
So even once
1 to 98 with all the specials, and I want to do that next. It's not just about the number one; it's about the run. It's about what that
gotcha.
artist wanted out there. I'm going to start with the 1 through 16. I want to go after all the newsstands for all the Todd books. But after that, I'm going to branch out to the entire run for 2023 for sure.
Very cool. So are you going to start raw or are you going to start actually graded?
Both. I'll do what I do. I'll buy lots, and I bought one lot one time. It was 300 Spider-Man 1 books,
Yeah,
all different ones. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I did very well. I sold off the lots of 2 through 5 and 1 through 5, and you know. I think I bought a 9.9 with the profit from what I did with just a $300 purchase. So I'm gonna keep grinding, keep doing what I do, keep stacking them up and selling off lower grade doubles, helping people find what they're looking for, and hopefully they can point me in the right direction of private signings or 3x, 4x signed books that I just don't have yet.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. It's great to hear that you're going to stick with it. Even when you're done, you got the
Oh,
next.
sure, sure.
So yeah, Ronnie, thanks so much for joining me today. I know that I may have taken a little bit more of your time than what you thought, but I really do appreciate you coming on here with me, showing me your collection, teaching me a few things here and there about Spider-Man 1, because I'm a huge Todd fan too, and you definitely have told me some things that I didn't know. So I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
appreciate your time. I really do, man. I appreciate what you're doing for the community. You're a good guy. I'm gonna share your links down below so everybody please add yourself to his group, but also follow his Google Photos page. This is amazing. It really is, and he's adding to it. What's funny is as I'm doing the research for when I'm talking to you, I get these updates through my email about Ronnie adding stuff. It's like Ronnie added this, he added that, he did this, he did that, and it's kind of cool because it keeps you up to date on it. So it's definitely something I recommend if you're a big Todd McFarlane fan or Spider-Man 1 fan.
Yeah, and anybody wants to learn more, please reach out, join the group, say hi. Thanks for having me, Greg. It was a good time.
Thanks so much. Hi, buddy. I'm sure I'll talk to you on the other side. And thank you guys all for joining us today. Until next time, have fun, stay safe, buy comics, buy collectibles. Bye, guys.